no matter, 'cause there's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it, though you're doing me wrong, so wrong. You thought that my pride was gone, oh no. Something inside so strong, oh, something inside so strong. The more you refuse to hear my voice, the louder I will sing. You hide behind walls of Jericho, our lives will come tumbling down. Deny my place in time, you squander wealth that's mine. My light will shine so bright it will blind you, because there's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it, though you're doing me wrong, so wrong. You thought that my pride was gone, oh no. Something inside so strong, oh, something inside so strong. Brothers and sisters, when they insist that we're just not good enough, good enough. When we know better, just look them in the eyes and say, we're gonna do it anyway. 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 You gon' pumelela. 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 Everybody crazy now. Something inside so strong. I know that I can make it, though you're doing me wrong, so wrong. You thought that my pride was gone, oh no. Something inside so strong. Something inside so strong. Something inside so strong.
My name is Merylene, so I'm here on the Religions for Peace Interfaith Youth Climate Forum. And our discussion was very extensive. Our topic is care of creation and environmental stewardship, and there's a lot to talk about it. So we started off by highlighting the key issues. And as we know, KZN has experienced a lot in terms of climate change. It's extreme weather conditions, it's a reality. We've had like many floods where even 400 people died. We've had a tornado in Tonga that caused 2,000 people to be displaced. So we are in the crux of climate change. And so we can see that we lack resilience, right, to handle such conditions because it's getting harsher and more extreme. So one of the things that came out of this is a lack of education. And there's a lack of education around climate change and leadership as well, because the leadership has a lot of control over things. When you look at fossil fuels being used, more deforestation, plastic pollution, government policies, and all these things tied, and it comes back towards leading and causing climate change. So these are some of the key issues. Also, the lack of spiritual connection to the earth through theology and our faith scriptures. The lack of unified collaboration to mobilize for creative progress. It's more collaboration that needs to happen between climate and faith organizations. But also we spoke about that we are stewards on this earth. We are consuming more than we need, overconsumption, and so we need a sense of balance. And how do we create this balance? It starts with education, and it starts with leadership. And because if you look at leadership, we need to educate the politicians. We're sitting in a room of the converted. We already know the issues of what we need to do. We need to speak to the unconverted, the people who lack the education around these issues and see the greater perspective and the picture of things. We also spoke about self-created disasters that really affected KZN. If you look at the unrest, how much pollution came out of it? It was on a political agenda. So there's a lot of things that has happened towards KwaZulu-Natal, and we are trying to rebuild from a fallen infrastructure. Because if you look at the riots, the unrest, the floods, the tornadoes, all have left a destructive city. KZN has been in destruction, which has led to more creative problems. If you look at sewage problems that polluted the rivers and the oceans because of infrastructure being destroyed. So the key steps, just to move on into how can we move forward. We spoke about education. Education starts at home. It starts with the parent, it starts with the children, it starts with the youth. As the previous group has said, we have to empower, mobilize, and teach the youth. So it starts at home, setting examples. From the home, it leads to the school sets the example, then it leads to the community. It also leads to the faith leaders setting the examples. How do we get kids more involved? They learn more by action, by example. So we need to be that action, we need to be that examples, we need to collaborate more. Also, we need to have more empowerment in education programs and leadership programs. We need to look at how, as faith leaders, can we work in advocacy. Advocacy of plastic deforestation, of protecting our trees, and also accountability for leaders, especially politicians. Religious leaders can step into that space to transform that space. But also, one of the examples I gave as well, that I'm involved with the United Nations Environmental Program, and we're working on a 5-year policy document. It's taken 5 years to change and transform that policy document to solutions, and we're releasing it at the end of the year at the United Nations Environmental Assembly 7 in Kenya. And one of the things that's been a very learning process for me, be more action-oriented, where we could have changed everything by just doing one single action on a massive scale of just protecting our trees, protecting our forests, and planting more to change our atmosphere, because the lungs of our planet, which is the Amazon forest, that is being destroyed. So Africa can step up in that place, more forestation, more programs, empowerment, youth leadership, and education. So it starts with education, because most people don't know the problems. And just to end off, to say that one of the things that came up is, like, for example, we spoke about our phones. We don't understand by just buying that technology, that one phone, how much carbon footprint went behind that product. And we spoke about the footprint of the things we consume. There's so much processes, there's so much destruction in the environment. And if people understood, that one phone that you choose to replace every 2 years has so much carbon footprint and process behind it, if you understood that through education, you can actually not be part of the problem, but more towards the solution in terms of reducing recycling and even not over-consuming. So these are some of our discussions. Thank you.